All right, so this is for the guy who is buying this, who bought this Craftsman lathe, right? It's these lathes are small, heavy, they are precise. I have taken this lathe completely apart, so I know exactly how it comes apart and how it goes back together. But this video, I just want to show you basically how this whole thing works. So this motor slides on this shaft, right? The motor mounts to this plate. All right, so you loosen these nuts, it slides over the shaft. These wood screws screw the shaft into your bench, or the guy I got it from had a big like piece of 3/4 inch plywood, and then the motor hangs here, and the weight of the motor falling back engages this rescue belt, which goes through here. Right, so it hangs off the back, but the motor doesn't actually attach to the lathe in any way, right? The way I'm going to take this apart, it comes with a bunch of change gears. This is actually, I got this from a estate sale or something. I recognized it in a pile. This is actually another one of these drive gears. I'll never use it, so it's going to go with you. And there's a bunch of other little stuff that I'm going to throw it along. And when I find it all and put it all together, I'll put it all into a video so you can see it. But basically, these all come off. And I'll take some screenshots of it so you can see how it goes back together and what it's supposed to look like. This comes off, this comes off, this comes off, this comes off. And I'll put everything into bags and label it. This wishbone, loosen that, this comes off. Then you take the mount off for the lead screw, and the lead screw just slides out. Obviously tailstock just unthreads in the back, and that comes off. And then if you flip this upside down, I don't think I'm going to have to take the whole headstock apart. I might, but I don't think I will, because I can get this plate off. If I can leave the headstock intact, I will. But if not, it's very simple. The chuck just literally unscrews. It's you can see this is the faceplate for it. It's just threaded on, and there's a Woodruff key, a little semicircle Woodruff key that holds this pulley timed onto the shaft. But I'll see if I can leave the headstock in place. And that's really it. There's two big flathead screws that come from underneath. This so gently. Not flathead. Big socket cap screws that removes the whole headstock from the unit. So then I think the motor, the headstock will go in one, and then everything else will go into a longer box with the bed of the lathe, the shaft for the motor, and the lead screw. And obviously I'll have everything packaged really, really well. But I have a bunch more. And you can see the same rescue belts I use for my other lathes. I have a bunch more small tooling that'll fit this lantern post tool holder. I'm going to include a bunch of that stuff just to clear it out of I'm clearing out my whole shop because I got all new equipment coming in. So I have a bunch of little stuff like this that I'm going to put separately and just throw in just to get it out of my way, honestly. A bunch of little carbide insert tooling and stuff like that. And I also have some 1-inch brass. If it's underweight, I'll throw a couple pieces of that in too, so you can. This is old manganese bronze bolt shaft propeller motor. I'll throw a couple pieces of that in there so you can play around with it.